Romsey, a town famous for its seaside charm, also harbours a story of resilience, passion, and football. This is the story of FC Clacton, a club that has died, risen, and redefined itself through generations. A club whose very history mirrors the turbulent spirit of non-league football in England.
It all began on the 27th of October 1892. The original Clacton town was formed and joined the North Essex League just 3 years later. They were a success from the start, winning Division 2 in 1898-99 and 1899-1900 and lifting the Essex Junior Cup in 1900. But early promise was met with early demise. The club folded after the 1900 and 1901 season. From the ashes came old Clactonians in 1902 who joined the Harwich and District League. By 1905 they had reclaimed the Clacton town name and immediately won the Clacton and District League. It marked the start of a nomadic league journey, hopping from Harwich to South East Anglian, then East Anglian and Colchester leagues. In 1912 the club folded again, only to be revived a year later. Their resilience was unmatched. They persisted, even competing in the Ipswich and District League, and eventually helped found the Eastern Counties League in 1935. By 1936-37 they finished as runners-up. In 1984 they turned professional. In 1956-57 they lifted the East Anglian Cup and had a near miss at the FA Cup first round. By the late 1950s, Clacton Town was on the rise. Promotion to the Southern League followed a strong 5th place finish in 1957-58. In 1960 they made history by reaching the FA Cup first round, hosting Southend United at home. But fortunes faded. In 1962-63 they were relegated, and by 1964 returned to the ECL. The 70s brought mixed results, runners-up in 1974-75 and a League Cup win. The 90s saw relegation and revival as Division 1 champions in 1994-95 and another League Cup in 2002. But in 2005-2006 disaster struck. 0 league wins, 1 point and a minus 159 goal difference. On the 15th of June 2007, Clacton Town Football Club officially ceased to exist, but from its ashes rose FC Clacton, a new identity for a new era, led by 4 passionate locals who restructured the club as a community interest company. This made it clear that it wasn't just about football, it was about the community, about starting fresh. 2007-2008 marked a promising return. Led by John Reeves and David Coyle, they finished 10th in Division 1, just 6 points shy of promotion. Injuries robbed them of a dream start, but the fire had been reignited. Under Coyle, in 2008-2009, FC Clacton pushed hard. A strong FA Vase run saw them reach the 4th round, matching a feat last seen in 1974. In 2009-2010, they went one better, runners-up, promotion to the Premier Division, 117 league goals, and a 9-0 thrashing of Downham Town, the club's biggest ever win. David Coyle stepped aside and Steve Pitt took the reins, securing 16th place despite a reshuffled squad. Then came a turbulent spell of managerial changes, from Andy Taylor to Ray Turner, with only glimpses of stability. Relegation loomed, but was dodged by league reshuffling. 2013-2014 brought renewed hope. A televised FA Cup run followed by Glenn Eldridge's emergence as caretaker turned permanent manager. Coyle returned in 2014, sparking a dramatic survival effort with 16 points from 7 matches. The 2017-18 season saw more instability. Kieran Shelley left mid-season, replaced by Tom Austin. He steadied the ship and was rewarded with the full-time role. In 2018-19, FC Clacton finished in the top 6, their best ever league finish. The 2019-2020 season was promising, but the COVID-19 pandemic brought it to a premature end. In October 2020, Austin moved to Brightling Sea Region. Former Chelsea striker Mark Nichols was brought in, flanked by Kevin Coyle. The 2021-2022 season marked a new chapter as FC Clacton took their place in the Essex Senior League. It was a promising start. The club finished 7th in their debut campaign, but behind the scenes, change was brewing. In October, Mark Nichols and Kevin Coyle departed the club. They were succeeded by David Collis and Rob Budd, yet their time in charge proved brief. Just over a month later, they too moved on. The call went out to familiar faces. Tom Austin and Ryan Salter returned. Fresh from a spell at Brightlingsea, they brought stability and momentum, and as the season closed, Clacton were looking up. The foundations were set for something bigger. The 2022-2023 season would go down as one of the most memorable in recent history. It was the club's finest campaign in nearly 50 years. A fourth place finish in the Essex Senior League and a run to the final of the Peter Butcher Memorial Trophy. Though they narrowly missed out on silverware, losing 1-0 to Redbridge, the progress was undeniable. FC Clacton were contenders again. Expectations were high as the 2023-2024 season began, but change came quickly once more. In September, Tom Austin stepped down as manager, with Ryan Salter taking the reins. A new look squad showed early promise, but in February, Salter too stepped away. The club turned to Mick Hanna, who stepped in as caretaker to guide the Seasiders through a difficult end to the campaign. Ahead of the 2024-2025 season, Mick Hanna was joined by club legend Sean Hiller. Together, they led a generation of Seasiders, hungry to restore pride to the badge. But by November 2024, the pressure was mounting. Mick Hanna was relieved of his duties. Sean Hiller took charge of the next match, but it would be his only game at the helm. Then came a familiar name. In a twist of fate, Kieran Shelley returned once more to steady the ship, a club figure known for resilience and leadership. Upon his return, Shelley inherited a team languishing at the bottom of the Essex Senior League, with only one win from 16 matches. His appointment was met with optimism, given his deep-rooted connection to the club and prior managerial experience. Shelley expressed his commitment to the club, stating, "Clacton boy, born and bred, tough times on and off the pitch, please get behind the club." Despite his efforts, the team's performance on the field remained inconsistent. Notable defeats included a 3-0 loss to Saffron Waldron, which underscored the ongoing struggles. However, there were glimpses of improvement, such as a 4-3 comeback victory over Barking in the Peter Butcher Memorial Trophy, highlighting the team's resilience and potential under Shelley's guidance. Off the pitch, Shelley faced administrative challenges, including issues related to the club's lease and financial stability. The club statement during his appointment acknowledged these difficulties, but emphasised their commitment to overcoming them. As they stated, the legal matters relating to the lease will hopefully be resolved somehow. But whatever happens, the club was established in 1892 and it's not going to end in May 2025. Kieran Shelley's second stint at FC Clacton has been a period of rebuilding and resilience. While on-field results have been mixed, his leadership and dedication have proven a foundation for the club to navigate its challenges and strive for a more stable future. This is FC Clacton, a community, a club, a legacy. With the season officially over, what's your thoughts about how it went as a player and as a team?
Well, I'll be honest, it was tough. Like a lot of the lads say they were committed, but some weeks or like players coming in and out of the squad, it's tough. But I think we had like a good 6-7 players out there every week, and they helped a lot. But it's still hard. Guys injured, playing on it. But it was a hard year, hard season. Next year, can't wait.
Yeah, so we had a contrast. So we started off the season with a complete different team, and then about November when Kieran came in, changed up the squad, and I think we did see a lot of improvements. They were there. We battled every game. We battled hard, and yeah, some games we struggled, but we always worked together, stayed committed, and like we said, some players playing through injuries, but we always wanted to work together. And yeah, I think as a player myself, I think it was a good first year in Step 5 football. I think I learnt a lot as well, and I think a lot of the lads, we're all young, we're a young team, and we're learning and improving. improving game by game. So yeah, hopefully next season we can continue and get back to where we want to be.
Yeah, same as these boys really. We got a young, inexperienced team. Battled hard, dug in, got some good results, but unfortunately just wasn't really enough in the end. Just positive for next season.
So what's the biggest challenge playing in non-league that people outside or higher up the pyramid might not see?
I'll start first. So I say, so you got so like me and Glory, we're students. You work as well, so you got to balance the work life and the football life. About 2-3 games a week as well in training. So and we don't get the recovery as the other professional athletes get. So it's hard, and the load's a lot. But we're improving, like I said, and it's a lot of hard work.
No, yeah, the biggest challenge that come up this year, in my opinion, is just players who are committed and who are not committed, turning up with a different sort of 11 or 16 every week. So anyone who looks at the team sheets will see that we've got a different starting 11 every week, different 16, and just a crazy amount of different players amongst the 11 of the season.
Yeah, I agree with what Lexi said. I think non-league is challenging, but I feel like all the lads love football. We wouldn't be here if we didn't want to be here. Like, we want to play football. So I think this is a pleasure. But the issue is the lads, like a couple of the lads got other commitments like work, which is more important. So it's tough for us to afford our strongest squad. Because if we had our strongest squad, we would have been
yeah, exactly. We'd not be in the situation.
We would have been in the situation we're in. And that's me being honest. I believe that from the bottom of my heart.
See it during the season.
We're challenging with Woodford,
Draws at Woodford, yeah, beat Barking away when we had strong teams, but
Romford as well.
ultimately, yeah, we just didn't have enough.
So ultimately, I believe the lads let us down. But
Yeah.
Let the fans down.
Yeah, we let the
But
fans down.
playing in non-league is a pleasure. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to do it.
So how's it changed from the beginning of the season under Mick and Sean to now under Kieran? How's that kind of changed and how did he cope?
Pre-season, yeah.
So Mick and Sean were great gaffers, great lads. But I feel like Kieran's brought together better players,
More experienced
more
players,
experienced
yeah.
players. Because we're all kids, like a lot of our lads is the first season playing set 5. A lot of debuts this year, so a lot of players coming in, learning, a lot of locals, which is great for the community. And I think with Kieran at home, we know what our aim is next season, and we'll do the fantasy service next year.
Mick and Sean, they're good managers, but they've never been in non-league football before, so it was difficult for them to bring in any real sort of experience or know-how players. So obviously they brought in good young players, but it just wasn't really enough. So when Kieran come in, he brought in some more experience and players who have been there and got a bit more know-how, and it's gone a bit better in the last 2 months, but ultimately it's not enough.
So lastly, have you got any words for the fans who've been here every game, home and away?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being there.
Massive support, especially on Tuesday night.
We wouldn't be able to get the results without you, the results we got. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll try and do justice next season. Yeah, we'll work our hardest. Every game we work our hardest, and thank you for sticking by us.
Alright, thanks.
Cheers, thank you.
So, season's just ended. What's your thoughts on the season since taking over?
To be honest, it's been a real tough 4.5, 5 months. I won't lie, the place when we arrived was very beaten already with 20 games to go on the clock, which is a great shame that you know that we come into a position where it wasn't only trying to overcome a deficit of lots of points, it was actually to try and pick a squad up off the floor and get them remotivated and make them believe that we could have stayed up, and you have to fight for that. I do think in the last 4 months we've seen a lot better. I think a lot of results have probably gone the wrong way to what they should have done. But you only get what you deserve and what you put into games, and that's something that I put across to all my players week in, week out. What you put in is what you get out. The last 4 weeks we knew we was in a position where we'd been relegated, and like any squad it's natural to take a bit of a step back, and we have, and players have. You know, it's been a really difficult last month, to be honest. This month's been more difficult than the previous 3 or 4, just purely down to the fact that they knew the position was over and done and that there was nothing to fight for. But you know, we stuck in it. I don't think anyone gave us a chance to stay up. and I think at one point we was turning heads and teams were going, oh, hang on a minute, these boys are actually going to fight to stay in this division. A certain little group of games that we'd won off the back of, go back to Sorbo, we won 3-0 on a Tuesday night, we then didn't play on a Saturday, we didn't play on a Tuesday, and we played the following Saturday. Things like momentum are massive in football, and getting a run of games and having the same players turn up for them games, and a lot of games being called off over here through winter really affected us, and we couldn't find any consistency in our game. But we've dug deep, we pushed the league down to the last 3 or 4 weeks of the league to stay in the league, and like I say, it just wasn't quite enough at the end of the day.
So is there much to work on for next season, or is it just developing foundations that from this season?
I think any club that gets relegated, and whatever level of football you're at, whether you're in the Border League or you're playing Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, it's a chance to reset. It's a chance to build from foundations again and get things right. And I think most people that are involved at the club will tell you that things here haven't been right for some time. And whether that's poor leadership or poor decisions or people just not caring enough, it is what it is. But what we can now do is we can wipe the slate clean, and we know what division we're going to be in next year. I've managed in that division for the last 2 years in a row, so I fully know what to expect from that division. It'll be very tough. But having said that, this is a group of players that I believe, if they were together at the start of the season, they would have competed at Step 5 very well. So it's about keeping that group, keeping the belief in the group, keep the wheels turning inside the club and make it more of an attractive, appealing place for youngsters to come to. Keep that community feel. We want more people from Clacton to come and support us. We want more people from Clacton to get behind us and actually realise there's a group of lads here that are wearing your badge that you live in 7 days a week, and we're here trying to put our town on the map in a football sense. And 9 out of 10 people love football, so why are we not getting the crowds over here? That's what we're hoping to change, is to bring people over, bums on seats, as they say.
So lastly, have you got any words for all the supporters heading into next season?
I think they're magnificent, Clacton supporters. They are probably the most hard done by group in these divisions, because for whatever reason or other, just as they get going, let's go back 2 years with Tom Austin at the helm, finishing 6th position, you sort of think the club's going to kick on now and it's going to go places, and all of a sudden Tom's gone and it's a restart. And it's a struggle when you have to keep on restarting. The positive that has come out of that is that I've had a good chat with the chairman, and there's no talks of any of us departing or going missing. It's about sticking together and giving someone a real shot at being successful. Success doesn't just happen overnight. You have to earn it and you have to build it, and you won't get that in 6 months, 12 months. It comes over a certain amount of time. On the football pitch, every mistake we make, we're punished for. Other teams we play against that are a team make mistakes and don't get punished because there's a knack to it, and you've got to earn that knack. And that's what we're going to get to next year. That's what I'm hoping to build and install in the club, and a winning mentality.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, cheers,
Yes.
Joe. Thank you.
See you next season.
Top man.